Alright guys, we just got back in from having our first test run with the GP S607, the time flies, and we had a great time. The thing moved great. The thing was fast for a little truggy. That thing was zipping along. It was quite the ripper. But unfortunately, we took a couple smashes right into the side of the curb. I think it was my fault, one of the ones that I hit into the curb. We broke the bottom chassis. Right there, you can see that crack right here. That is cracked completely in half. So, looking in the manual, because if you remember the unboxing, the manual did show every part that is included. So we're going to take a quick look here. They got the exploded view of everything. Let's just see. There it is. It is the chassis. It is part GP25000. That is the part that is broken right up the front here. I'm going to make an attempt to contact GP Toys with reference to that part number and see if I can get that part ordered up. Until then, I'm going to attempt to repair it here. Now, I do have a video. I'll put it up onto put the card up right now. I do have a video on RC plastic repair. Now, I've never had to repair something to the extent of this with the technique I use, but we're going to give it a shot. So typically what I use super glue in conjunction with Bondic plastic welder. This Bondic plastic welder is great for a surface supporting once the super glue is set. So we're going to give it a shot here. So what I'm going to start with, I'm going to get a little bit of super glue onto the one side of the joint there. And this probably is the weakest part of the whole RC. Got two pieces there. We're going to push them together and we'll let that sit until that takes. Once you've got the super glue on there, crazy glue, gorilla glue, whatever you like to use. This is where I like to use the Bondic. On the top of the repair. I'm just going to fill that void up. And that will cure with the UV light that's on the end of the stick here. So what it's doing right now is turning that liquid, the clear liquid that I just poured on there, into like a hard acrylic. And ideally, that's going to help strengthen this chassis up. It's already hard. It only takes about 4 seconds. And you can build that up, put layers on. You can even sand it. I've had to do that once where I actually reshaped the end of a screw post because it was broken off. And I actually drilled into this Bondic and tapped it. Okay, so that chassis is now back together. So that was super glue that I used just to get the initial alignment, not necessarily for strength. Now we've got to stay away from the moving pieces here, but I can definitely, I'm going to turn the light on the Bondic so I can instantly dry it. I'm going to get a little bit of glue on this corner, and we're going to get it to dry right away. This is actually a pretty complex repair. We'll see how well this repair works. We're going to take it out, we're going to test it, and if it works great, like I said, I'm going to contact GP Toys, see, you know, they list all these parts in their manual. I'm going to see if they can actually supply me these parts. The other side here, my opinion, anybody who owns RCs, whether it be drones, trucks, anything, you're gonna break them. There's two things you need to know how to do. You need to know how to solder, You need to know how to fix parts, like plastic weld, whatever. You need to know how to repair them, whether it's changing out parts, fixing parts. You just got to do it. Now I'm just building up a little bit more Bondec on this edge, and then I'm going to hit it one more time on that original weld. This stuff is just so good for how quick it dries. I'm going to build it up right here. And that's about all I can do with it. I could probably come in from the other side. I'm going to take a quick look here. Still a little sticky. Just got to get that light on there. It won't dry without the light on it. You definitely need the UV light. Take a quick look. Now, that repair is good, guys. I'm twisting it. I'm trying to break that. No, it's not the hardest thing I can do, but that's a good repair. So I stand by my technique. I'm sharing that with you guys. My technique, super glue for the initial setup, for the initial tack to align the parts, and then surface weld it with the Bondec, fill any gaps with the Bondec. This is called a plastic welder. What it is a clear acrylic that dries with UV light. And I have to say, I'm trying to break it here. Like, I'm not trying my hardest, but that's going to hold up. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Alright guys, that's it for now. We just finished repairing the GP S607, the Time Flies model. We had a few full speed impacts directly into a concrete curb, and unfortunately the chassis was not able to handle that. We had a break here right where the A-arms attach to the chassis. So we did what I usually do with my repairs on RC vehicles to the plastic. We used super glue to basically get that joint back together, lined up, and we used the Bondec plastic welder, the UV activated acrylic plastic welder, to build up on either side of that joint to get a nice hard strong surface. We're good right now. That's a decent repair. That's going to get us back out on the road. Like I said, we're going to contact GP Toys. I'm going to inquire about getting this GP25000, which is the part number for the chassis. Going to see, you know, you guys listed in your manual. Let's see if you can supply what you list. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But for now, we're able to get this back out onto the road with very little limitations, I think. What I don't think we can do is any high-speed impacts that initially broke this chassis. I don't think it will support an impact like that again. But you never know. Maybe it will. Hopefully we don't have to find out. Alright guys, thanks for checking this one out. Make sure you give this video a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And remember, don't be a stranger. We'll see you on the next one. See ya.